One thing I like to tell my young people is that a purposeless life equals careless living. Real simple. And we all know that everybody on this earth has a purpose, something to do. I like to do this activity. I always tell them to look at their hand. And if you notice on each finger is a fingerprint. Man, it's crazy because you even got toe prints. 7 billion people in this world. 300 million people in the United States alone. And no one has your fingerprints or your toe prints. Meaning you don't have to be different. You're here for a reason. You're here to do something. And fingerprints represent identity. No one has your identity. So why be different? You know, you don't have to be different if you just be yourself. Because no one is like you. I say you got 3 people on this earth. You have the first person who wakes up with nothing to do. Don't know what to do. The second person who wakes up trying to figure out what to do. And then you have this third person who wakes up with something to do, or they know what to do. The difference between those 3 people is the first person, again, live carelessly. They're bound to do anything because they have nothing to do and they don't know what to do. No direction. The second person is trying to figure out what to do, which leaves them frustrated. And sometimes frustration leads to a person being real mad. Then you have that third person who knows what to do, wakes up knowing what to do. That person lives a fulfilled life, a life that says, you know what, I can't wait to get up in the morning. So that's the kind of stuff I want to give my young people, that third person, when you wake up and you're excited because you know what to do. Public service announcement. There's nothing wrong with our young people. There's nothing wrong with them. If anything, I think there's something wrong with us older people. Our young people are brilliant. They're great because of the technology, the information that floods them every day. These kids are full of information. But that's the issue. They're full of information, but they have no direction. And if we sit back and just give them direction with the information they have, it'll be so much better. I was raised in the same generation. We'll probably be the same way. Confused with all this information that they're flooded with. So our goal and my goal is, let's not try to withhold information because they're going to get it. But let's direct the information that they have. You know, we try to block stuff instead of just explaining and educating with the information they have. So there's nothing wrong with them, just full of information and they're confused. I think one of the biggest issues that older people do or adults do is that we do 2 things. We take a young person and we give them their potential. We give them what we think they should be, which is a no-no. We never sit back and say, okay, what do you want to do? Write it down. And then we take that information and we help them perfect it and become professionals at what they're good at or what they want to do because it's already inside of them. I think the second issue is our communication level with young people. Older people, we get to this place of correcting. We just feel like we just need to correct, and we never establish this relationship through communication, meaning asking and getting feedback from what our young people want to do. I feel we sometimes when we speak to our young people, it's a speech, it's a lecture, and it's not I'm telling y'all, man, you can learn a lot from our young people if you sit back and listen. So I think those are 2 things we mess up on. First, we give young people their purpose instead of listening and letting them tell us their purpose because it's already in them, and perfecting that, and then we correct before we establish relationships. I had the privilege to be in higher education for the last 7 years, working in admissions. So I'm big on education, college readiness, or some type of higher education. So I'm big on education. College readiness is where I love. But the thing that I always tell young people is that just going to college is not going to get you a great job. I mean, it used to be a time where, you know, back in the day, you get a bachelor's, you coming out with a job, especially a master's. But we all know people with a master's and bachelor's that are looking for a job. And so one of the things I tell them is just going to school is not going to get you a good job. It's going to take you networking. I'm a big networker. I call myself a master networker. I love networking. I'm a firm believer that network is your network. The more people you know, the more money you make. I read something that I always tell young people. It is not about who you know. It's not about what you know anymore. But it's about who knows you. If they don't know you, they can't help it. I know Oprah Winfrey. I know her. She got on television, on TV, you know. But the thing is, she don't know me. So I always tell young people, when you go to college, you can't just sit in your room, but you have to get these internships, and you have to network. I always tell this story. When I graduated college, I walked across the stage. I graduated in May, and I was working in June because someone saw me sitting in their seat. They saw me walking across the stage, and they said, that's the person I want to work with. And that's how I got into admission. Didn't even really have to apply. He pretty much told me my job. And pretty much all my jobs came through networking. My whole spiel is based around three things. Who are you? You know? How are you going to get there? And who's going to help you get there? You know, those are the three things. Who are you? How are you going to get there? And who's going to help you get there? And so those are three things that I base my speeches, my talk, and my workshops, and my seminars around. Those three things. Some of the highlighted topics that I always talk about is, of course, college readiness. I'm big on college readiness because of that background and admissions, 7 years in that field. Becoming a master networker. We always do workshop on networking, where we add that elevator pitch contest. What would you say in 30 seconds or 60 seconds? You know, if Oprah came into the room, what would you say to her and she offering $1 million? Entrepreneur defined. For my young entrepreneurs who want to establish or start a business, creating your own opportunity is a speech that I always talk about, making sure they don't miss out on opportunities. So we do little tricks in here and there where they're going to miss on the opportunities when we speak to them because they don't see it coming because they're not looking for it. Turning passion into profit. Wonderful speech, man. Wonderful workshop or seminar that we talk about how to take what you love to do and make money out of it. And I always talk about my passion and what I do. You know, I'm a comedian at heart, so I do comedy. I have a radio show that airs in Augusta and Mississippi. You go to that our website, the Radio Revival. I got a website called IHearThatGirl.com for the positive women. Just taking stuff that I love to do and making it a profit. So that I always share my personal stuff. That's one of the biggest things I do, share personal struggles and personal successes. Thing I will say is that I am going to capture your attention because I got so much energy. I don't know where it comes from, but and I use the art of laughter. You find out that you're making the young people laugh, and then you drop a nugget, and it just sits so much better because they opened up to laughter. And who don't like to laugh? So that's what you could expect: a lot of laughter, a lot of engagement, a lot of demonstrations because our young people are visual, and so it's a lot of demonstration. A lot of energy, and I keep them engaged. So that's what you can expect from Alton as a speaker or a workshop or whatever. I'm just me. That's all I can do. I can't be one of those serious speakers. I'm just me, and that's all I can be, and I'm cool with that. I'm Alton Walker, speaker, educator, mentor, and comedian. I'll make you laugh.